guys, it's Landon Blake at Redefine Horizons. Going to do a second short video now on the Align and Distribute dialog in Inkscape. Show you how a few more of these buttons work. So just as a reminder, that's on the main toolbar, and the button, it looks like this. It's got the three little bars that'll pull up this tray or panel here. And so there's a few of the buttons I wanted to show you. One of the buttons I showed you in the last video, it didn't work very well because the boxes that I was trying to distribute were all the same size. So I've changed that now. I've got some boxes that are of very different sizes, these three green boxes. And I'm going to show you how these bottom row of buttons here in the distribute section work. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to align I'm going to distribute these three boxes so that the white space between their bottom edges is equal. Okay. So right now you can see we've only got 5 units between this bottom edge and this bottom edge. Okay, but we've got 12 units between this bottom edge and this bottom edge. So we want to equalize that. So I'm going to go ahead and select those three objects. And I know you can't see this, but to do that multiple selection, I'm just holding down the Shift key and clicking each one of those boxes. Okay, now when I go to click this this box right here, distribute, or this button, excuse me, distribute bottom edges equidistantly, you'll notice now that it's going to move this middle box down so that the gaps between these bottom edges are equal. So I'll show you that right now. Alright, so now you can see this box here is about 8.5 units, the bottom edge of this box to this box, and it's also about 8.5 units from the bottom of this box to this box. So that's how that works. Okay. And so these other buttons here will work similar. Do the same thing with the top edges. I can show you that real quick. So now it's going to make the distance between the top edges of each box equal if I click this button here. Okay. So this box, this top edge of this box now is in between this box and this box. Okay. Alright, so I wanted to show you that bottom row there. Now, the other buttons I wanted to show you, and I've actually just learned how to use these myself, are these 4 buttons here. Okay. And what those do, so for example, this button right here is going to align the right edge of the object to the left edge of the anchor. Okay, and because we have last selected, whatever we select last is the anchor. So if I want to put this right edge of this box right up against the left edge of the anchor, I'm going to select this box first, hold down the Shift key, select the second box, and click that button. And you can see it joined them right there. Okay, and then we can do the opposite with this button. So you pulled that over, that aligns the left edge of the object with the right edge of the anchor. And then we can do that also with the bottom and the top. So I'm just going to move that over a little closer. Make sure the anchor is selected last. The anchor in this case is the pink box. And I want to say align we'll do the top edge of the green box to the bottom edge of the pink box, the anchor. Okay. And we can also do that top edge of this object to the bottom edge of the anchor. Okay, so that's pretty good coverage of how this box works, this tool. And one other quick thing to show you on the button down here, the one I find most useful on the rearrange, if you pick 2 boxes, or any 2 shapes, but in this case these 2 boxes, and then you click this button, it's going to swap those 2 objects. So that can be kind of handy in some circumstances. Alright, so that's good coverage of the Align and Distribute tool, some of the different buttons in this panel. Just remember now that behavior is going to change depending on what you select in this drop-down list for relative to. I use last selected, that's the most intuitive for me, but there's a number of different options there that you might use. I'll show you, before we finish, I'll show you one more option there that I will occasionally use besides relative to last selected, and that's when I want to center something on the page. Okay, so if you select an object and then select relative to page, it will center objects relative to the page. Okay. Now I'm going to do one other video with the align and distribute tool just to show you the difference between aligning and distributing individual elements and elements that you've grouped, because there's some important differences there. Okay, so that'll be in the next video.